there it goes. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 12 treats of the season. I'm Danessa Menji, and that's my daughter speaking in the background. That is Stephanie Rothstein. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Yes. I'll take it. It is the last meeting of 2020, so we're super excited. Y'all are here. That's why my kids are loud and excited, too. They know what's up. So I apologize. Hopefully, I'm loud enough. And we're going to rock through this. I'll put, those of you who are here, I'll put the link in the chat to the presentation so you can have it. And then we'll go from there. Stephanie, anything to add? I'm so excited.
No, I'm super excited. I was so happy with all the different people who posted their treats for us to talk about today. Like, it just made me so proud of NorCal. I was like, yes, I love this.
Yes. Yeah. And that's cool, Ben. Can you? Yeah, I was excited too. And we're almost to 500 members. That's like my secret goal is to reach 500 by I just got it. Sorry, I'm a little slow. That we reach 500. We're 20 away, I think. I think it's really close.
Yeah, we're super
close. Thank you to those who've been sharing and doing all that. So it's awesome. So let's go. Let's get started. I know I'm a little slow. I apologize. All right. So as we posted this for every meeting. We want to find a group of people who challenge and inspire you, spend a lot of time with them, and it'll change your life. And I agree with that because all y'all here inspire me and keep me moving. And because we know 2020 has been hard, and so I'm thankful for GEG Nor Cal coming up in 2020 because I think I needed it. So thank you all for being here and sharing the afternoon with us. 4 o'clock. Woo!
I know. It makes me so proud of that. And like, I don't know about you, but tomorrow is my last day my students are doing their final presentations tomorrow. So the fact that like you're here, I don't know about you, but my school year is still going. So
yeah,
it makes me happy. Yeah.
We had our first minimum day. We've been minimum days this whole thing. We're distance learning. Tomorrow's finals and Friday's finals, and then we're done. So it's a wild ride, but we're still going. How about the rest of y'all? Go ahead and throw it out there. Where are you? I see Jessica unmuted.
So we're fully back, but I'm fully home. But we're finishing up Renaissance testing before Friday. That's our official day when we're leaving. And of course, it crashed this morning.
Of course.
But you know, there's always that kind of stuff going on, always.
Welcome, everyone. 3 more weeks, really? Oh, after break in our semester. Oh, I get you. So you finished after the semester. I got you. Whew. Anyone else? All right, let's carry on. So we this is our agenda. So we're going to talk about our googly, our updates. That's our googly treats. And then we'll go into our 12 treats. We like treats, huh, Steph? If you're from y'all, or if Stephanie and I will step in if the person who shared isn't here, that's fine. And then our next steps, and then see you in 2021. We're going to keep it pretty brief. We'll do some drawings, I think, either during or after. We haven't had a chance to talk about it. Not cold enough in London. From not cold enough London. Not cold enough. Abid, for real?
Dude. I've been dying for it to snow. It's like 2020. 2020, just do one thing for us, just give us the snow. I'm not asking. I mean, you already gave us COVID. It can't get any worse. So just give us the snow, please.
Come on, London, give them the snow. That'll be
my good thoughts for you, Evan.
And we're going to get dumped on Thursday up here where I am. So I'll send the snow to you. All right. So some updates. So Tour Builder, if you haven't heard, it's super sad, but it's going to be shut down July of next year. It's a huge uproar in the education community through Google. So it's going to be replaced with Google Earth projects. Those are both LinkedIn. I haven't looked at that yet because I'm still a little bummed still. But you want to check those out. You can save, I think, any of your stuff. Anyone can probably throw that in for me if they know more.
Yeah, and I think it's going to now be where you can access things under Google Arts and Culture. So they're trying to move things into an area that I think people are utilizing more. Hopefully it'll draw more people, but there's some awesome stuff. So I know that there have been meetings, there's been lots of feedback around it, but it seems like that's what's happening. So so figuring out best ways to make it work. Although I've seen people making some really awesome alternatives using things like ThingLink and other options for putting together the pieces, which could be something that we present on in January, maybe.
Yeah, I used ThingLink once and I liked it, but I didn't use it enough. So I definitely need a refresher there. Yeah. Or tour builder. Okay. So Google Meets now has the attendance reports if you're an enterprise, and that has been for me a lifesaver. Oh, good to know. Thank you. We will go look for that. There's a resource link there for you. I have 35 minutes in my distance learning class, and so attendance is not always high on my priority, which I know it should be, but like I want to get to content, I want to talk to my students, see how they're doing, touch base. So that's a lifesaver. And our subs use it too, which is fantastic. We have new features to help improve and analyze data in Google Sheets. If you're a Google Sheets person, hey, there's some videos there. Thank you. And you just got Enterprise. Woo! Michael, that's so awesome. It makes a difference for little things like that. So if you're a Google Sheets user, Tina, are you a Google Sheets user, Stephanie? I'm totally not. I'm not even gonna lie.
I have, you know what? I now am. I if you asked me that like a year ago, and like, but now, yes. So I'm converted forever. Oh, yes, Ray. We're coming in January. Frame it up. Let's do
Get that ready because we're going to be hitting you up.
I would love that so much. Thanks for that.
Me too. All right, it is time for our 12 treats of the season. We hope you find something useful and wonderful. Just stuff that we've come across and you've come across that has made 2020 bearable in education, in life, in the world, because we were looking for just any kind of treat to share. So Linda, are you here? I don't see you. So I don't want to say her last name wrong. So Linda K runs a session on tips and tricks, and the tip that is most loved when she presents. It was a game changer for her when she learned about this tool. So the paintbrush in Google Docs, Slides, and Draw allows you to copy the formatting of a piece and apply it in a new selection. So you just go in within and click that. Did you guys know that? Because I did not.
I didn't know that. Paintbrush.
So if you format something and you want to copy that format, you just use that paintbrush. Right? I know.
I'm into this. I'm into it. Okay.
Because how many times do you have to reformat everything? I'm thinking of this presentation alone. How many times do I have to reformat that? And I even put that in. I'm just thinking about it. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should pay attention.
Yeah, I like it. That would be so helpful.
So good. Melting flow. Do you want to do that one? Oh, Ray is here. So
Ray.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Something fun I found that is from Go Noodle is the melting Go Noodle. And if you haven't done this, it's a melting flow, and it really gives students actions, body actions, and language to help them calm down. And when they feel that anger and that tightness in the body, how to let that go. And so we practiced that, which gave the class common language and common strategies to help deal with that intense energy. And then I pair that with one of these floor tiles. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like, I have a purple one and a blue one, and it's liquid, and it's a big floor tile that you can sit on the floor, and when they can walk on it, and it makes that nice calming liquid flow. And so I tell them they can do the melting flow. If they want to go on the tile, they can go do it there too. And so they can pair the two for twice as fast calming down.
That's super cool. I'm loving this idea.
Melting, melting, melting. We all have those moments when we freeze. We can't move. We can't think. But with practice, we can get good at melting that frozen feeling. Let's freeze up and then melt. Stand up in a spot with a little space around you. Cross your arms and hold your shoulders with your hands. Carefully tuck your chin down and in. Tighten as many muscles in your body as you can. Let your body be frozen, like an ice statue. Feet tight, legs tense, belly tight, shoulders up. Now, even make a frozen face. Close your eyes, your mouth, your jaw, tight. Feeling frozen? Really still? Now, little by little, begin to melt. Let your chin stay low as your face softens and melts. Your jaw opens slightly, your eyes blink open, just a little. Your mouth and cheeks melt and feel soft. You're melting. Let your shoulders melt and go down. Hands let go. Arms glide down to your sides, melting. Let your legs melt too. Soften and bend. Melt. Try to melt all the way to the floor. Down, down, down. Let yourself be a blob, a puddle on the floor. Melted all the way to soft. Exhale long.
That is so good. Like, I want to be a blob now and just be relaxed. Did I feel a little more relaxed? That is so good. I'm going to save that on my phone so when my son has a meltdown, I'm going to play it. I'm not even kidding. Thank you. Anybody else use this before? No, this is new to everyone. Oh, it's awesome. See, that's a treat. Thank you. Whoops. I want to play it again, apparently. Michelle. I knew I had the name on here somewhere. Not here. So this is managing PDFs. So first, Adobe offers teacher. Do you want to take over, Stephanie?
Sure. Adobe offers teacher discounts if you didn't already know that. And so that was the first piece that she sent to us. And then second, PDF Candy also offers a full range of PDF options, such as creating a PDF, converting a PDF to other types of files, deleting pages. There are other ones out there on the internet, but this one does a really nice job as well. So depending on what you have, yeah, Danessa put it in there. PDF Candy, if you want to open that up for yourself, it is a great one. So I just did it, so I'll just share. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Danessa. So it has so many options and is super user-friendly. I've used a bunch of other ones, and this one is really lovely because the picture helps you know exactly what you want to do. And I find it one that, I don't know, the visual of it just draws me in, and then I'm like, that's what I wanted. So if you are needing that or that support, she said that was a game changer for her. So she sent that in as just a lovely little treat, and I loved it. That was all on that one, Danessa, I think. Did you have any more on that one you wanted to share, or we're good? Okay. And then, perfect. Yeah, that would be, I agree. Our admin need that for sure. I find a lot, or to know how to help staff with it, especially if they're sharing out particular PDF files. And especially now more than ever, our school wasn't using it, and now that we have to be digital for many things, we have to be using PDFs in the way that we're like signing off on particular documents. So it's really helpful to have access to then be able to use and alter those, especially if you don't have like Adobe Pro or other or Cami or other things that allow you to interact with those in the same way. All right, what's number 4?
Super helpful. Did I skip one? Okay, sorry. All right, lower stress with dance. Is Kath here? No. So Kath she has incorporated more spontaneous dance throughout the day to release stress, including yoga. I don't want to say that wrong. Is it Nidra? Is that right?
I don't know the pronunciation. Does anybody else do that yoga practice?
She makes sure to start the movement to calm music to optimize blood circulation moving through the body so she can focus better in front of the computer. I don't know you, but I always have music too for that reason. Whoops. To just keep the calm. And students, I have a student playlist. Like I had, they can add songs all the time. So Fridays, it's their choice. And we play it through the Google Hangout, and the kids love it too. And they're like, "Oh, it's my jam!" Or they're like, "I've never done that song before." Yeah, it's awesome. Oh,
we were told that it's pronounced Nidra. I love that. Thank you. One other thing that goes with music that I just posted about it in Twitter today, but it went super well, was that I ended up doing Flipgrid karaoke, and I know it's not doing yoga, but it goes along with the dance idea. So I told students that they could, I made a Flipgrid. I did a lip sync using a hairbrush, and oh, this one right here, like I had it ready to go. And the students got I did it with ABBA, and the students got super into it. And I said, we have closing presentations in a few days. You can get extra credit. It'll just help loosen you up, help you feel good, help other students be happy, and help you gain some confidence in presenting and feeling good about putting yourself out there, and we're presenting in teams. And over the last week, I have had the most fun participation from students. Some of them were dancing in their videos, dancing with family. It was so fun. So I highly recommend doing, like, if incorporating practices. I started to involve much more music in my classes than I really ever have before. I love music, but it just wasn't, I would say, a part of my common practice. And I found that the second that I did, the students that seemed to not be as engaged, all of a sudden we were having talks about their favorite songs and their favorite genre of music. And I was learning so much about them without even having to ask the question, and students were commenting on each other's. And so I think if you can build a movement with that, the way that she talked about doing here with a yoga practice, with dance of any kind, like it starts to incorporate all different things that can help support a student feeling connected to a community, connected to themselves, to their own body. You know, all of those things are really powerful in helping students feel like themselves and feel like they can participate. And feel like they are in a mindset to do so. So it's been awesome. If we have time at the end, I'm happy to show you. I posted a couple of videos today that were like so fun, so fun. I got permission from the parents and the students to post them on the internet.
So fun. I think music just brings kids alive. Someone was doing, I think it was Doug Robinson, doing like it's like a flop jam, or I forgot the other word, like good or bad, basically. And he'd play some random song that he chose in advance. And it would be like the kids would decide if it was a jam or not.
Oh, I love that.
So, you know, and then they discuss it. So he brought out, you know, 80s music, he brought rock, he brings country, you know, just whatever. And they decide. It's kind of cute too.
That is cool. Oh, I have the video. You want one? I have a short one. Should I share it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll change it over to my tab. Here we go. Okay, give me 1 sec. Okay, so here is, let's see if I can put this down. We fell in love, we were young and innocent. Do you remember how it all began? It just seemed like giving, so I did. Do you remember back and forth? Again, I think you're already gone.
That's amazing. The fact that his mom's doing it too, that's awesome.
Come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. Like, I had no idea. All of a sudden they were recruiting like friends, people on phones with each other. It has been like my favorite random assignment that I put out there in the world. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it all the time now. But yeah, so yeah, I just offered it as extra credit, and just to bring some joy and help them feel confident and connected. And they have had so much fun. Like, we had some students do country songs, other students doing rap. One student played a song that he wrote himself. Another person was lip syncing. Like, it was really cool. Bringing in instruments. Like, was whatever they wanted. Kids in mass, like 6 feet apart, that like got together to do a song. It was awesome. So super fun.
And I bet you reduced their stress with all that. So,
I hope so. Well, I guess we'll see tomorrow, but I thought it was neat that some of them, you know, for the project that we did, they were interviewing people who inspired them. So some of them were doing they asked the people who they interviewed to do their song with them. And it was just really sweet to see, like, that boy who was with his mom, Andreas, he's like, it's the sweetest thing. And then he had interviewed his mom. So it was so fun to see that.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm with that. All right, so Tamara is keeping presentations active. She uses the presenter Q&A option to keep students engaged while learning. So in a Google Slides, you choose present, and then while in presenter mode, there's a Q&A option in the presenter control panel located on the bottom side of the slide. So in your slides, so right here, go away, little thing. So a new tab opens, and this is where you get to see questions that you can allow your attendees to ask questions, which is really, really cool. So if you don't have like a Pear Deck or a Nearpod or whatever, and you want kids to be engaged, you can have them ask questions. And you click start or a new session or start new, and then on the slides, and students will be able to ask those questions, pose answers, because I know my kids are super shy, my middle school kids. A little link appears, and you use that. You can turn it on, and it appears on it can go on your presentation, so kids know. Isn't that neat? Anybody use that? Elise, nope. Elise, Amy does. Amy, do you want to comment on that? Did I miss something? I forget how many this is.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Hi. This is actually my first time. I've been reading the email. My first time doing a meet with you guys. I actually am not currently teaching. I'm about to transition to an intervention teaching position, but I've been working as a site tech in an elementary school, which is weird because I'm a high school teacher, but teachers are just starting to use it, even just to be silly, like to make sure they're paying attention and just little like bell ringer kind of things. And it's a really awesome tool. So far it's popular.
Yeah, and so after that, you give that link is on the presentation, then your students can click on it, and they can ask questions or comment, like Amy was saying, in real time. So you'll get those in real time. So guess what I'm gonna try out when we come back in January. Yep, this one. So you can have students can be anonymous, or they can you can check the anonymous one, or they can check the anonymous one, so it can see, you know, if they don't want people to know it's them. Hey, I don't know how to do this. So that, you know, helps kids who are certainly shy or afraid to get a wrong answer be able to chat with you in real time. Pretty cool. Is that 5 already?
We're at 5.
I know. Let's roll. You want to do new window?
Sure. Okay. So, so if you haven't been using the shortcut for a new window, it is very helpful. So if you're not on a Mac, using Command N, and if you are on a Mac, using she was saying I hold down the Shift N, Control Shift and N for non-Macs, and then Command. Oh, sorry, for incorporating, sorry, it was covering it up. For to open an incognito window, that is also super helpful, the Command Shift N. So, and I find myself, or Control Shift N, and I find myself using that often if, oh my gosh, the time that I use this is especially when I find during class, if all of a sudden I try to open something and it opens in my non-school email, and it becomes really frustrating, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm presenting to students and I need to not log out of all of my stuff right now. So that's when I open an incognito window. I'll log right in during that time, and I don't have to worry about logging out of all of my things. Incognito has been my best friend. It also saves me it's how I double check when I am doing any of my share settings and I'm sharing things if I need to share it beyond our school domain, and I want to make sure that the share settings are accurate if I'm sharing with families. That's how I check it, is by opening an incognito window. And if you need to do it quickly, that's really helpful. Or if you need a new browsing window, super helpful. Quick, but saves you a lot of time.
For sure. Yeah. And having those prompts and commands is so nice, especially when you're new to them. Oh man, just brush my hair. No. So
that's a good one.
the snooze email. Now we're all about to have a little breather. So we should all snooze our email. Am I right? Snooze those emails. We don't need to hear from anybody. We need to not, or I need to not at least. So snooze email tip in Gmail. As we know, sometimes we are connected all the time. Like right now, my students have questions and we didn't have office hours, so they are emailing. I'm going to check all the time, but sometimes we just need to snooze and not check. So, So reading email, unable to send a reply at that instant, using clock icon next to the mail and snoozing it to a desired time really helps Reshma come back to when she has time. So it's an alarm clock, but snoozing until you're ready. So you can snooze that email. Snooze the emails.
Do it. I think like productivity in email is what has saved me while being virtual. Along with that, I'd probably say the templates feature. So if anybody ever needs help, like with how to, if you don't have it, it's in there, but you have to go into your advanced settings. So maybe we could do that another time. But like all of those pieces where I'm like, oh, how did I not just know that before? And now I can't stop myself from using it.
I know. There's so many nice Gmail tricks too that, maybe we should, because those are so helpful. Sunday self-care. During break, it should be every day, right? Self-care, self-care every day. So Dr. Natasha, is it Rachel?
Natasha Rachel. Yeah, she was my innovator mentor. She's amazing.
Go for it. You take this one then.
Okay, sure. I love her. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. So she co-authored a couple books as well, and her stuff is wonderful. She does stuff for both Google and Microsoft and talks a lot about like not needing to pick and how it's really helpful to find the best dubs from all places. And she did a session for GEG Colorado and Global GEG that was all on that had to do with best places to go for self-care. And she talked about 3 things that you can do every day. She talked about how to do a daily meditation or reflection, doing something that you enjoy and playing, and then practicing gratitude. And she showed us spaces that you could go for that. So she linked it to the Calm app, and she also linked it to a different one. Why can't I think of it? I'm going into my phone is it on the next one? Oh, yes, here it is. Headspace. And so this one is available here for us. She was presenting to a global audience. And Headspace is wonderful. So if you haven't been using it, it is so good. Does anybody else use Headspace? I'm seeing some nods. Yes, yeah, it's a great one, right, Amy?
So before we get into the busyness of the week, it's really important to take some time on Sunday, not just to think and to plan for what the week holds in store for us, but also just to take care of ourselves. We often don't take very good care of ourselves. We often don't take very good care of our mind. And Sunday is the perfect opportunity, for most of us at least, to take a few minutes out. So there's 3 things that I'd really recommend that you do every Sunday. Find a short period of time to sit quietly, whether you call it meditation, reflection, sitting quietly, doesn't matter what we call it. The point is to take some time out, not to be distracted in any way, and just allow the body, the mind to decompress and unwind. The second thing, find something that you really enjoy. Do you remember the last time you really had a sense of play and joy? Even if it's just for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, sometime during the day, reignite that spark. So many people I know can't even remember that feeling. Make the time, and it will make your entire week feel completely different. And then the last one, before you go to bed tonight, before the week even begins, just write down 1 or 2 things that you're grateful for. Sounds like a small thing. Sounds like it wouldn't make that much difference. It's surprising not only how different it makes us feel today, but also how that carries in to the rest of the week. Right now, though, just take a moment or 2. Take a deep breath, breathing in through the nose, and then breathing out through the mouth. As you breathe out, if you haven't done already, just gently closing the eyes. Just feeling the weight of the body sinking down, noticing how the body's feeling today, respecting that, making sure you take time out if you need it.
So good. Is he the one that does the voice all the time, Amy? Because oh yeah, that's on. That's happening in my life. Thank you.
I agree. It's so calming. Like
Yeah.
I put it on for my kids too. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm thankful for that. Number 9, star students. So Daniela Pinta, is it Pinta? She's the regional program manager for Google Education and wants to celebrate y'all, or educators doing super cool things in the classroom. So it could be big, it could be small, but something that you feel is like, you know what, this is special. This was awesome. Share it out. So I linked it. It is linked on the presentation on the star student. She's in need of hearing from you guys. She wants to show everyone how awesome our Google educators are. So,
and it's really neat. So you can submit stuff about what you're doing, and then she puts out a newsletter almost every single week, pretty much. So after, and then there's a meeting that Danessa and I are invited to. It's every Monday. She invites a bunch of GEG leaders and other leaders in California. And then she shares this out, and it's so neat to be able to pass that along or to district leadership or to anybody. And she picks 2 or more, a few people to shout out at the end of each newsletter and say some really neat things that people are doing in their classrooms, in their spaces, with their staff. So go ahead, put in your stuff, or if there's somebody else on your campus or where you are that you would want to shout out. It's a really great way to get some much needed and well-deserved praise and applause for things that you're doing that are awesome, and share them so that others can learn from what you're doing.
And don't be shy about nominating yourself. Like,
yes, please.
Or it's not good enough. It is. I know it. And I'm one of those people like, oh, I don't know. Even still, even now, even right now. But do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
10 Jamboard. That is all you, girlfriend. So I came across Chris. I cannot. Sanger. That is a tough one.
I think so.
But it was shared on Ditch That Textbook. Some great Jamboards, some templates for just especially designed for distance learning, and especially now that we have history and backgrounds. So that is linked on there too. I'll put it in the chat. Jamboard is jamming it up, and I'm super excited about it all. Go for it.
I will. I'm letting somebody in. 1 second. Jamboard is amazing. Here, I'll share my screen in 1 second. We did some Jamboards here in GEG Nor Cal, almost like a best of moment, because we did one of these and then I used it in the session I was in, and I just wanted to thank Danessa because I learned a lot from her. But Jamboard has become like something I cannot live without now. I absolutely love that you can set the background. So this was a session I was helping some staff with, but one of the things, I got these from Danessa here during our meeting, and I absolutely love them. This one has made me so happy. So I am somebody in my own classes where I use what is called a Scrum board. If you're not familiar with a Scrum board, it's the idea that you're mapping and tracking your own project progress, essentially. And so I made this in Canva. You could make it however you like. I'm happy to share this with you as well. But I set it here as a background, so then students can come in and they put as a team, they could put these up, they could put their name on it, or each person could have a particular color. And then they put down all the things that they need to do for that project. And then they move these along on the Scrum board for wherever they are in the process. So if they have interviewed someone for this project, they move it to in progress, or if they're doing it right now. And once they want evaluation on it or feedback on it, they move it here. And that's how when I get to their team or I'd be talking with them as a group, I would know what are the particular aspects of the project that you want feedback on. Once they've received those, they've evaluated it, maybe they resubmit, we look at it together again, then they might move it over here to done, and then there are other things that are here. But it helps to have a visual of what it is that is expected. It's where I can clarify as well. So my pathway is all design thinking, and they're taking these projects and they're taking entry documents and experiences, and then they're deciding what are all the things that are necessary. So it's also a moment of clarity, right? Like if they put 8 things on the to-do list and they're missing one, we can talk about it and go, actually, I think there's one step that we need to add here. Like, let's go back and look at the entry document, or what else might we need to do? So that's been a game changer for me in using Jamboard. I tried to think about what are the times when I want to use Jamboard and when do I want to use slides, especially right now. So for me, I'm using Jamboard if it is something where I want the students in real time to be collaborating with one another and with me. And then I use slides if it's something perhaps that they get a little bit more time on. That is something that they can individually be working on one slide in a shared slide deck. But if I want all of them on one thing and really talking to each other, I find Jamboard doesn't slow down as much, and it allows for that collaborative process. You can't at the
question when you get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to share how I used it in elementary and
yes,
reading.
please do. I would love to hear that, Alicia.
So I was really struggling I have a group of 6 students that are just not getting the concepts. And so what I did is I gave them, like, let's say we're doing subtraction. I assigned them like a worksheet, and then I said, okay, you're doing these 3, and then I put a name of the student that's working on that. By now, because we've been using it, they know that number 1 is for this kid and stuff. But that was like life-changing, because I couldn't figure out what they didn't know because they're doing it on their book, and I couldn't really figure out like where their confusion was. And this really helped me to do it. It doesn't take that long. I just take a worksheet and take a picture, put it on one, just duplicate it. And then, you know, like I said, now the kids know what their name is, or sometimes I just write it real quick and they know which one they're working on. And then we go through and I'm able to do one-on-one, even though I have a small group, or I can have everybody look at that one. So that's how we use it in math. And then for reading, what we've been doing, because we use Fountains and Pinnell, they're letting us take pictures of their reading books, and we take pictures. And so what I do when I'm doing my reading groups, I have them read like these 3 pages, and then they have to do like a little summary or answer a question after they've read them. And then they just put them, and then we'll go through and read through them. So that has been like awesome, because I can't, the thing with Pear Deck, because I use Pear Deck, is nice, but I can't write on it myself and try to, you know, kind of correct their misconceptions. So with Jamboard, it's really easy to do. So yeah.
That interactive, the writing, that is so helpful. Thanks, Alicia. Love that. Okay, I stopped sharing, Danessa, so whenever you're good?
I am good. Let's resume. Jamboard. It's become a favorite. Like how fast did that all roll out? That's a 2020 tool, right?
Yeah. And then you mentioned it just popped up on, like, people were posting all about it on Twitter about being able to use a shortcut to see the edit history in Jamboard. And then today when people were trying it, it wasn't working as well. But I was told that it's in the works to actually be a part of coming out for Jamboard. So that it is likely that it wasn't working because there's caught wind that how much people wanted it to be implemented, and I think it was set to be implemented down the line within the next year, and perhaps they're working on it sooner with all of the
they know how much we love to jam, so there's that. 11, fostering interaction. This was also on Ditch That Textbooks Summit, and it's pretty I think what's the word, my son's talking so now I'm distracted. Happening now. Like, I know for me, when we started distance learning the year, I was so worried about my interaction. How is I going to engage my students? How is I going to reach those kids? I would normally just sit next to you and be like, hey, what's going on? Do you want to step outside? Or, hey, see me after class, or just pass them a note, because I know they don't want to talk. They are more writers, or at least some kind of interaction. So hang on, baby. Oh, very good. So Esther Park is an English teacher and second language educator, and she goes through the 3 types of interaction and how to foster each of those through distance learning and face-to-face. So she gives both. Her presentation is linked. I'll throw that in the chat too, but it was
an amazing presentation.
It was amazing.
Her stuff is always good.
I was just so, and she gives resources on what to use, not just how to do it, but what you can use, what tools you can use, which I found really helpful. And it made me, hey, I'm doing some of that. That made me feel better about life too, and certainly some things that I need to do better. So super awesome, wonderful presentation there for you guys. We're on our last one. Can you believe it?
I know. I'm
our
liking
last
it.
Googly treat, immersive reader. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so immersive reader, we included a video here so that you can watch it later, but has anybody been using the Chrome extension immersive reader? All right, so Alicia, please, if you want to share anything, but I watched a thing, I watched a presentation on it recently with Dr. Desiree Alexander, and I watched it and I went, oh my gosh, how have I not been using it until now? So Alicia, I don't know. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you're awesome.
It's okay. I've been using it. I started using it through Pear Deck, and then I found out that it was an extension and you can use it. So it's just fabulous. Like if you have kids that are, special needs and maybe they can't see very well, and so it will make the letters larger, and this is all controlled by the students. It also lets them translate, and it can let them translate like by word or the whole thing they choose, and it'll translate into many languages. So it's great, and then it also reads it to them. So like I use it on Pear Deck, and if you have text, it'll read it to you, but if you have it as the extension, it'll read any page. You just have to select what you want to read and it'll read it to you. So it really is very, I don't know, for kids that are special needs or they can't read and they don't really want to show that they can't do it. It's just amazing. I really love it.
Amazing. And they also, like, some of the other pieces that it will do is if a student perhaps like they need certain colors to be able to see things better or to read better, like they can change the background color, the color of the font itself, like all of those things are able to be changed and altered. I was so impressed, and it was something that as a teacher I could navigate, and as Alicia was saying, the student can as well. And so what I liked about it is clearly it's user friendly enough that if it can be used by both the educator and the student, it's something that I would say like the steps are not the thing that will hold you back from using it and interacting with the tool. It's just probably going through it for that first time to know all the options that are available, but it's really, really impressive all that's in there.
The other thing that it has, if you have students or that are struggling with grammar, it'll let you choose like to highlight nouns in a different color, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. So if you're like teaching the L's or even students that are just struggling with, a certain thing, it'll highlight that for them. So it just really makes it great for the students.
Love it. Thanks, Alicia.
So cool. And that is your 12th treat, y'all. So good. Woo! Yay for treats. Thank everyone who shared that.
I liked all the hand motions. That was good.
Yes.
Was so good. Thanks, Christine. You rock. I liked it.
It's just awesome to see and hear, and everyone shared, and it's glorious. So our next steps is always our next steps. How can GEG Nor Cal help? Of course, we have some inspiration. If you're working on your level 1 or 2, we can do a boot camp. If you just let us know, whatever you guys need to help you reach your Googly goals. That could be a trainer, innovator. I know Stephanie just got her coach a month ago, so I'm going to be leaning on her because I am just lagging on that. That's the newest certificate through Google. You brought a treat to share. Let's do it.
Yeah, do it.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, hi. Yeah, I brought a treat. I responded to the email, but I guess you didn't get me on the list. So
I'm happy you can share it. Share it. We get a bonus treat.
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please. Go right ahead.
Okay. Are you able to see that?
Let's see. I'm not seeing it yet. Do you want to put it in? If it's not coming up, you want to put it in the chat, and I'll do it for you for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm happy to.
Because I only use Zoom. I hardly ever use Meet.
Oh yeah, no worries. No worries at all.
All right, so let me get the link to share it with you.
Yeah.
While I'm doing this, I'll just talk. So
sure.
I've been creating digital birthday cards for my students. And throughout this meeting, you guys have referenced multiple times about just connecting with students on a social emotional level and a community level. So I decided I didn't want to not be able to celebrate students' birthdays, even though we're not at school. We are partly back now, but for most part, we're still distance. So I started creating digital birthday cards, and I use these during Zoom, and I share them with the whole class and with the student. While they're looking at the card, we sing happy birthday, and then I talk to them, and then I actually share it out with them through Google Classroom. And so I've been using Google Slides for this. So Stephanie, I just sent the link in the chat. Is that going to work?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
present the tab right now.
All right. So every one of these is like a kind of a little work of art, and they're all super personalized to each student. I always, because I teach first grade, we do a all about me activity where I ask them all kinds of questions about their favorite food, their favorite place to be, their favorite activity. And then I find ways to incorporate those things into their digital birthday card. And I've just been having so much fun with it. And they love seeing them. And I use Jiffy.com, that website, to get a lot of these GIFs.
They're so good. These are so good.
So I use all the information I have about from them on the All About Me, and then I look for the GIFs, and then I've gotten more and more skilled at creating these with moving parts. And so her favorite animal is and okay, so that's the one. I want you to stop on that one right there.
Right.
I actually have a first grade student who is absolutely obsessed with Hamilton. He knows the lines to some of the characters, and I was thrilled. I just laughed out loud when I got to Jiffy.com, and they had all of these Hamilton GIFs that I could throw into this birthday card for him.
I love this.
And I even figured out how to overlap my text boxes and changed it to Henry, an American boy, because his name is Henry.
That's
so I've gotten good at using the word art and figuring out how to put the things on the slides in the right order, so it looks like those guys are dancing behind the king.
I love it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know my students really have enjoyed it, and it's helped them connect, and it's just a fun moment in our day when I share the card with them on Zoom, and then I send it to them. So it's just one Google slide, but you can see there's a huge variety of different kinds of cards on there. So I just wanted to share that with you.
That is awesome, Danielle. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. My own kids my older ones are 5th and 4th grade, and then my youngest is 4.5, but the middle one, her teacher does something similar, but the kids all get to make a slide for the other students. But I absolutely love the time and care that you've taken to get to know the student and what you put in there. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine that they must cherish it so much when they get that. I think it's fabulous.
Thank you.
And so thank you so much for sharing that. I absolutely love it. One last little piece and we'll get that. We'll make sure that we get that linked up and added before we send out the slides. We'll add it in as our bonus treat. And then this is, if any of you are interested in working on that coach certification that Danessa mentioned, I'm putting it here in the chat, the link, and I'll make sure it gets added to the slide deck. But so we've got, as Danessa mentioned, there's obviously level 1, 2. We've got people who have been getting those and getting trainer. We had somebody post up in our group, right, that they got trainer. It was so exciting, so many cool things. And then Innovator happened with VIA. We'll keep you posted on when the next round is for when they'll be moving that back. But coach is one that is newer, and we had mentioned it before. If you're interested, I cannot recommend enough the curriculum that goes along with this. It is free, and as somebody who does coaching in my district, I found the curriculum so useful. And even if you don't end up doing the certification, the way that they set up all of the pieces for to kind of help you through the curriculum is really useful. If you are somebody who's seeking out a community in pursuing that certification, the link that I just gave you is to a group that Global GEG is like helping to provide the space for and is working with Google on it. And so we've had these like monthly meetups. They've done different things in Twitter chats, but each time, like the last one that was the closing, it goes through a cycle. So the idea is that it goes over a span of about 6 months as you're working on that certification. And the last time that we met, they provided us with some examples of situations, and we practiced, like if we were coaching somebody through it, and one person was pretending to be the teacher and another person was being the coach, and you had scenarios. It was fabulous. And it went along with, here was the book. So there's like an optional book that goes along with it as well. It's called Courageous Adventures by Jenny McGarrah. Excellent read as well, whether or not you're doing coach certification. It's all on navigating obstacles to discover classroom innovation. So it's a really great, great one, but it goes along with each of the sections of the coach certification, take you through, like you can read chapters in the book and then work on parts of the certification. And as somebody who's been doing that a while, I was really inspired by the curriculum itself, even, and then if you need help with the application just involves, it involves you doing some reflection on people that you have worked with and coached, as well as doing a recording. And so I'm more than happy to share anything if you need help with any of that process, but you're more than welcome to join that EC Open chat. Oh yeah, sure. It is called, I'll put it in right now, and I'll grab I'll grab the Amazon link where I got it anyway. There might be other places to get it. Then making sure I'm not spelling it wrong. There we go. I'll grab it. It's a great one. And she's been doing a lot more speaking. She did a TED talk that was wonderful as well. She's great. Okay, let me find it. Got it. Here's the link to it. I think that's all from me, Danessa.
Awesome. I think so, and I did add those. I add Danielle. Danielle, so sorry for missing that. That's on me. I must have I think I responded, or maybe I didn't, and then it's been a crazy week. That's on me. But I'm so glad you shared that. Everyone's gonna love that. So it's on there as a bonus.
It was so good. It was worth it having its own bonus section because it was
absolutely. And then I added the chat to or the open chat for the coaching on there too. So it's all on there for you guys.
Yay.
Yeah. So connect with us, share with us. If you have ideas for 2021, we are ready to hear from y'all. We are getting bigger and more awesome, and it's exciting. We appreciate every single one of you. If you want to get more involved, and we have leadership positions, social positions, the works, whatever you want to do. It could be big, small. Hey, I have an idea. Anything. We are so open. We just are. We're here for you. Bring a
Yeah,
bring a friend. Hey, let's do that. I will play.
Oh my gosh, so
Got a
good.
friend in me, and I will make it happen.
Yeah, and we, and we're lucky. Like,
That's a good idea.
there's been a lot. I think sometimes, we all get into our own, like, the school year is going on, but I think when you're in a space together and it's collaborative and we can split pieces up and that other people have your back, it becomes less daunting to actually work on some great tasks. And some of the things I would love, like, I'm so grateful. Alicia is one of our leaders, and I think more and more, I know she had some fabulous ideas as we move into the new year. Hopefully there'll be some cool stuff that each person will want to bring. And if anybody wants to join along with us and with Alicia and leadership here, we would love to have you. We're lucky that, there have been things she's been posting them on our website and other spaces. So we'll continue to be doing more. And if there's anything else that you wanted to share or she wanted to share, I'm happy to have that. And then the other piece with that, hi, Tamara. The other piece, just to let you know, with that is, I would love to see us perhaps, like, we have our monthly meeting. If there are any other kinds of things that you would like to do, other events or bringing in a speaker of any kind or anything like that you want or want us to provide, like, we're happy to provide this as a space where we can do that. We just want to make it usable for all of us. And I think everybody's pretty busy. So maybe if we work towards something, I know we had talked about perhaps doing like an ed camp with maybe some of the other GEGs that are here in the Western region. That was something that we were looking at doing, and I was talking with Becky, who oversees the GEGs of the West, in possibly trying to put something like that together, where everybody comes and brings an idea, like you can move to whatever space to learn from people, and you come with ideas, and we all lead it together. So if there are more things that you would like to see, we're happy to do it. That's all I wanted to say. And get yourself on our Bitmoji banner if you're not already there.
I love our Bitmoji. That, and we need to go share that again, the Bitmoji.
We do.
I use it all the time.
It's so good, right? And then,
so good.
Alicia, I didn't know if there's anything else that you would want to share, anything that would help you website-wise, anything else? Is there anything you would like to put out there for anybody?
Not right now, no.
Okay.
All right. Y'all, thank you so much. Look, we did it. An hour. Boom. We did it.
Yay.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. You guys are my treats. So thank you for being treats.
Okay, we'll reach out. I'll have a record of the chat since it's recorded, so we'll message.
Oh, yeah.
We'll message. We didn't do a drawing, but we'll message some people who haven't already received some treats, because we have a few things to give out. So if you get an email from us, we'll ask you for your address, and then we'll send you some lovely things and your favorite.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Yay! Here's to 2021.
Bye all.
Bye all. Thank you. You guys are awesome.